Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with Dave's Faves. And this is a truly obscure number, I have to say, but it is available. It is wonderful. It's by a famous composer. It was one of the great discoveries of my musical life. I was working on my book on Handel, and, listening to everything I could get my hands on, which is really quite a project with Handel, as you can well imagine. And one of the things I discovered was this little sucker, Parnasso in Festa, better known as The Gods Throw a Party. Yeah, that's what it's about. It's a serenata. It was composed in 1734 for the wedding of Princess Anne to William of Orange or something like that. And it really consists almost entirely, let's put it that way, not entirely, but virtually entirely, of music written for other purposes from other works. But I love it when Handel does this. Why do I love it? Because when Handel throws together a piece that consists largely of things from other pieces, he takes all the best bits. It's really that simple. It's like a greatest hits collection. It's in Italian, so you don't have to worry about stupid English words. And, the topic is just that. It's a celebration on Mount Parnassus. So there's all kinds of allegorical folderol and whatnot. But what matters is that it's a festivity, it's a party. And the fact of the matter is that nobody, and I mean nobody, was as good at throwing a musical party as Handel. Think of the royal fireworks music or the water music or any number of celebratory pieces that he wrote. Even when he does some sort of creepy, difficult psalm like a Dixit Dominus, it's a party. Handel's music is a party. He was one of the great hedonists in all of music. Even Messiah is a party. Everybody goes nuts over the Hallelujah chorus. What is a hallelujah? It's a party. So when Handel writes an entire work about having a party, it's going to be a party. Now, it's only been recorded like 2 or 3 times for reasons that I don't know, because it's so marvelous. The end of part 2 is my favorite, I think. It's an adaptation of the chorus of pagans from Athaliah, which absolutely must have served as like the inspiration for the first movement of Beethoven's 7th Symphony. It's yum ba dum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum. No, that's Beethoven. This is da dum ba da 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 dum ba dum bum ba dum bum ba da. Oh, it's just amazing. And it's got horns blasting, and except the horns in this case are supposed to be conch shells, or Poseidon or Triton or whatever that thing is. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because it's just allegorical and it's in Italian, and you put the music on and you just let it wash over you. And if you want to pay attention to the words, feel free. If you don't, it doesn't matter. And this performance on Hyperion is absolutely stupendous. It features the King's Consort and the choir of the King's Consort under Matthew Halls is the conductor. It's not Robert King, it's Matthew Halls. And the soloists are Diana Moore as Apollo, mezzo-soprano, Carolyn Sampson as Cleo, Lucy Crowe as Orfeo, Rebecca Outram as Calliope, and Ruth Clegg as Chloe, and Diana Moore again as Euterpe. Those are muses, right? The muses are musing. And Peter Harvey as Marte, whoever Marte is, who knows. Now, when people approach Handel's large choral works, usually you have to do one of the ones that has like an established rep. You want the right cred. You do Saul, you do Messiah, you do Israel in Egypt, and if you do an opera, you do Giulio Cesare, which is fabulous. Don't get me wrong. We have to talk about those in extenso at some point. But I always think that sometimes the best way in isn't the most obvious. And for me, the piece that just sold me on these sort of middle period in between the early operas and the late oratorios, this piece just blew my mind. It's so much fun. I just can't even tell you how much fun it is. So if you want to get yourself into Handel's choral music and you want an experience that's a little bit different, and of course, having heard this, which consists mostly of his greatest hits, you can go back and listen to some of these other things and you'll hear them. You'll hear them in a different form, which means you're already halfway there to being familiar with other works, which are otherwise quite different. And it's just like the Rosetta Stone of Handel choral works, in my view. I just love it. I love every single bloody note of the damn thing. So, Parnasso in Festa. Yeah, with Matthew Halls and the King's Consort on Hyperion. You can't go wrong, all you Handelians and other people. Keep on listening, folks. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.